everybody. I wanted to do another quick little video on what I've been spinning a lot of what I'm referring to as lazy girl fractal spin. And fractal spins are really popular, and it's basically where you try to separate out your color sections from either a bat or a braid or your fiber source, whatever that is, and then chain ply it so that the color sections are staying together and you get those really cool, those are the yarns that you see a lot of on like Instagram or people's posts where the colors are just so bold and they really stand out, and people, they're popular for a reason. But anyhow, I, being the consummate lazy girl that I am, have been spinning lazy girl fractal spins, which basically means I'm not getting super picky about it. And so this was a fun one. I've got a before and an after here. So I have a before and an after. And basically what I wanted to show was this was how the braid started. It is what I would refer to, it's sort of color blocked. But it's definitely, it's really cool. It's got some of the natural wool showing through. It's a rambouillet, I believe, unless I'm making that up. But you can see when you pull it apart, it's got this kind of like speckly quality to it where you've got some of the dye and then some of the natural wool, and you can see that continues on down through the braid. And I really like yarns like this because while this might not be your cup of tea looking at it as wool, when you spin it, the mixture of the natural and the dyed, I personally think looks really cool. We actually, I think it might have been around this time last year for one of our fiber subscriptions, I'm trying to think what it was like buttercream and sprinkles. So it was like the braid itself, we left part of it natural, we did part of it was dyed, but it was like a really like light buttercream, and then like right at the end we did like colorful candy sprinkles, and it was the weirdest looking braid ever. Like I'm pretty sure if you look back on my YouTube channel you can find videos on that, because it was an admittedly bizarre looking braid in braid form, but the yarn that it spun was so fun because it really did just look like frosted buttercream cake icing to me, and with like little rainbow sprinkles. So this was how the braid started, with your natural and your dyed. And so what I did for my lazy girl fractal spin was I pulled this all apart. Like I just did. I guess I shouldn't have rebraided that. So I pulled it all apart. Let's do that again. This is the other side. And I very roughly, like, I did not get super stressed out about this at all. So, I pulled it apart, and you can see how you've got the natural and the dyed, and there's some red, and there's some blue, there's some green, and so anyhow, I pulled it all out, and then I pulled it into 3 sections, and I had kind of a blue and red section, so it was actually 2 colors in one. So it was like a blue and red section, and then it was like a green and yellow section, and then I think I had like a just a red section. And then, of course, there's the natural wool is mixed all down throughout all of those sections individually. Okay, so assuming I'm editing this the way I think I'm editing this in my head, I did actually film spinning this exact yarn, and so I will cut now, or maybe I just cut to and now we're coming back. So however it is that this got edited to, I think we'll probably do all the talking and then go to the spinning. So right after I'm done talking here in a minute, I'm going to show a few little clips of me actually spinning this. And this is the final yarn on how it turned out. And like I said, so keep in mind how I just told you that I did my color sections, where I had kind of a blue and red, a just red, and then kind of a green and yellow sections. And they definitely still had both colors throughout those. So I spun all of and you can see I still got this really fun, and I got to twist it so you get the full effect. But this really cool, like very much definitely still fractal yarn with the color sections, but then it's also got the natural wool. I can never figure out where the camera is. The natural wool mixed down into it. So instead of being just like so bold, it's a little bit softer, and is not going to be so aggressive in whatever it is that you're making. And it makes this really cool kind of like chill farmhouse situation happening that's just softer. And that is with the addition of having those sections of the natural wool showing in the braid that you may not have loved in the braid actually turns out really, really cool in the final process, with really kind of like like if you were painting, it would be where you would add the white in to kind of like mellow out your color. So I would think about it like painting. But anyhow, so first I spun my single, because this is chain plied. So I spun all of the only red, so the red and white, red natural, we'll call it, part first. And then I spun, I guess, I can't remember. Honestly, either the blue and red is probably what I did next. And then I finished it off with the yellow and green. And so even though there were more than one color per section and then had the natural mixed in there with it, it still definitely came out in colored blocked chain ply. And then of course I chain plied it. So that's the technique here of chain plying. So anyhow, without further me rambling, I will cut to showing you the videos of me actually spinning this. But I just wanted, this was my great experiment. I wanted to show that you could take a kind of not super saturated, not super color blocked braid like this one, so more of a marbled wild card braid, and turn it into, with little to no brain cell usage on your part, you can still go for that cool fractal spin. So I don't know, I thought it was really cool. So I'm dubbing this the lazy girl slack ass fractal spin method, and I like it. I'm gonna do it again. So hope you liked it too, and I will now, stay tuned for the spinning parts and comment if you have any questions. If you would like to receive cool braids like this one, or this one, or this one in the mail, I have lots of great fiber subscriptions, and we really enjoy putting them together. By we, I mean me and the staff of dyers and farmers and all the people, but I am the fearless leader. So anyhow, go check those out. There's probably a coupon on my website, and let me know if you have any questions. I also, while I'm shamelessly plugging, also have courses. There are courses, free and paid content for spinning education, also on my website. So go check that out if you like how I teach, and I will see you soon. To get started with doing a chain ply, you're basically going to attach your single ply to the bobbin, start spinning in a counterclockwise position, make like a giant loop like you just saw here with your yarn, and then you're going to basically be pulling the same single through the slip knot, dropping the slip knot, and then continuing this pattern of pulling the single through the slip knot, releasing it smoothly, and then pulling it through again. It's definitely a feel, and I definitely have other videos on this YouTube channel as well as courses on my website that you can find with more in-depth, kind of instructions on getting going and troubleshooting for chain ply. But for the sake of this video, you're going to attach it, you're going to smoothly pedal counterclockwise, and you're going to continuously pull your chain through the slip knot made of the same chain, which, yes, I know that sounds a little weird. This is a different angle of me spinning the same yarn. You can see the same slip knot motion of pulling it tight and then letting it drop through the slip knot, but I wanted you to be able to see this from a different vantage point of chain plying this yarn. And this is definitely going to keep those lazy girl color sections together. So even though there was more than one color in some of my color sections, and definitely some of the natural showing through, you can definitely see by spinning it and plying it back this way, you're keeping those sections together as you see it fill up on the bobbin in this video. Here you can see my colors with the natural showing through, going through and plying onto my bobbin and keeping those sections together. Here's my single ply yarn with the sections separate that I'm plying from. Here's just another image of the colors coming together